Hi, this is Binks, and welcome back to Let's Play 999. In the last episode, we were with Junpei, Clover, and Seven in the operating room, and we were figuring out stuff, and it wasn't too bad. And we were just about to leave when Seven decided to stop us, so let's see what's going on. What's up? Where's Clover? Huh? I thought she was right behind us. Junpei turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen. Ugh, damn it! Where the hell did she go? Ugh, okay. Just hold on a minute. I'll go get her. Sure thing. Junpei left Seven at the door and headed back to the operating room. He found her, standing next to the operating table. She's been putting on a brave face, but she's probably still really upset about her brother. She was staring at the mannequin. Hey, Clover, what's wrong? Come on, let's get out of here. She didn't respond. If she hadn't been standing up and breathing, Junpei might have thought she was dead. What are you doing? Did you want to come back here and say goodbye to John? It wasn't the best joke, but it was something, an attempt to lighten the mood. Clover didn't laugh. She stood stock still and said nothing. Hey, Clover, can you hear me? Perhaps it was something he'd said, or perhaps it was something else. Suddenly her mouth opened and she whispered in a dry, dead voice. My brother might be dead. Huh? That's why we couldn't find him. If he's dead, I'm going to be next. Suddenly the operating room felt very, very cold. What are you talking about? What's wrong with you? He gave her a small shake, but she still didn't respond. The silence grew heavier. Junpei, what do you want to do? Gave her the floor-leaf clover? Okay. We can do that. Oh, yeah. He didn't know why, but suddenly Junpei remembered something he'd been given earlier. He reached into his pocket and dug it out. A four-leaf clover. Santa had given it to him in the second-class room. He held it out to Clover. Did you know that each leaf on the four-leaf clover means something? Hope, faith, love, and luck. Take it. Use it as a good luck charm. He pressed the four-leaf clover into her hand. Listen to me, Clover. No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have love. If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck. Snake, I mean your brother, he's not dead. He's alive somewhere. I'm sure of it. He better be. That's my bae we're talking about. You've just gotta believe in that. Clover stared at the four-leaf clover in her hand. He could see tears start to form at the corners of her eyes. Thank you. Her voice was tiny and broken, and as she spoke, she started to cry. Aww. She tried to hide her tears by looking at the floor, but it did little good. She wiped away tears with the baggy arms of her jacket, but more quickly took their place. No matter how she tried, she couldn't stop crying. Her tears made small wet circles on the floor. Thank you, she said it again. Then she looked up at Junpei and seemed to choke down the last of her grief. She did her best to smile. Junpei wiped an errant tear from her cheek with his thumb and gave her the best smile he could manage. Now come on. Seven's waiting for us at the exit. But still, she didn't move. Wait, before we go, there's one thing I want to ask you. What's that? What do you think when you hear the word experiment? For a moment his mind froze. Then he came back to his senses and realized the word meant nothing to him, aside from the dictionary definition. What? Oh, huh. I guess it was just a coincidence then. I mean, that you knew about the four-leaf clover. Look, I'm sorry. I don't want to be a jerk, but You are making less than no sense right now.
Oh, no. It's nothing. Just forget about it.
Oh, don't give me that. You really think I could just drop this? What is this experiment you were talking about? Clover looked away. The four-leaf clover was still in her hand. She stared at it for a long moment and then finally spoke.
You promise you won't tell anyone?
Cross my heart.
Really?
Really.
I can trust you, right?
Of course you can. Uh-oh. Story time again. Clover slipped the four-leaf clover into her pocket. Her eyes still red from crying, she looked up at Junpei.
Okay then, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what happened on this ship 9 years ago.
Wait. On this ship?
Yeah, this ship.
He was entirely lost. He had 1,000 questions, but it was probably best, he thought, to save them until Clover had finished. Here we go.
It was an experiment to test some sort of psychic thing. Something about communicating through these fields that you can't see.
Fields that you can't see. He'd heard something like this before. Clover nodded.
Like, think about this.
She pointed at the operating table. On top of it was a somewhat mismatched medical mannequin whose parts had been swapped with another mannequin.
This is John, right? But is he really John?
All Junpei could think was she has finally completely lost it.
Isn't this like Locke's socks? Or the ship of Theseus?
Junpei grew even more confused. All these big things in our brains, just a bit much. The game does pile it on really heavy sometimes, but it's interesting. He'd never heard of either of those things, although they sounded smart.
You don't know? You haven't heard of these paradoxes?
Junpei shook his head. Clover laughed.
Okay, well, pay attention then. This is how Locke's socks works. Let's say I've got a pair of socks. They're my favorite socks. One of them gets a hole in it. What would you do if that was your sock, Junpei?
If it has a hole in it, I would throw it away, but if it's his favorite, if it's just a hole, you could patch it up. Well, I guess I'd patch it up. Get some cloth and close up the hole.
But what if another hole opens?
I'd add another patch, I suppose.
What if another hole happened after that?
Another patch, I guess? Really? Come on, I would have thrown it away by now.
Well, let's say you just keep adding new patches until eventually the original cloth of the sock is totally gone.
Wow.
Once you get to that point, can you really say they're the same socks you started with?
That's tough. Junpei crossed his arms. So that's the Locke's socks thing.
Yeah, the ship of Theseus is a lot like it. The ship of Theseus, if you keep fixing the damaged parts of a ship, eventually it ends up with none of the parts it started with.
I'm sure it could work like that with a car or anything else that has parts.
Can you really say that ship is the ship of Theseus that you started with? And what if you took all the old parts from the first ship and build another one somewhere else? Then which ship is the real ship of Theseus? The one you repaired, or the one you built with all the original parts?
It was an interesting question. Clover could see Junpei was intrigued.
Hey, do you think it's the same?
What's the same?
These guys. Is this John, or is it Lucy now?
Good point. Junpei looked at the table again. A mannequin full of body parts from a different body, other than, I think, the arm, the heart, and the head. Clover had been right. It was just like Locke's socks and the ship of Theseus. The part of the body that holds a person's identity is the head. Of course, for many hundreds of years, conventional wisdom had held that a man's identity resided in his heart, or any of a number of internal organs. John's head and heart were both his. But apart from that and a single arm, the rest of his body had once been Lucy's. Was that mannequin really John? Loosely. I don't know. Jlon. We're just... Oh, it's her.
We're just like these mannequins.
She looked at Junpei again.
Think about it. The cells in our body change every day. Old ones die and new ones are born.
That is true.
Maybe part of my arm is made of stuff from a fish I ate once. Or maybe part of your right side is made from a cow you ate. If you take it a little further, those cows and fishes are made from something else too, right? That's how we're all connected. Through fields that can't be seen with the naked eye.
The silence was broken by Seven.
Hey, what the hell's taking you two so long?
Seven's head appeared in the doorway. He was not happy. Why does this keep happening? Everyone has to have a little alone time with Junpei, and then the other person's like, come on now, what's going on? Ah, yes. I will not tell you guys what I think about that. Okay.
How long are you gonna make me wait? We don't have time to screw around.
Junpei and Clover looked at each other. Clover looked at Junpei as if to say there was more she wanted to tell him. Darn it, we didn't get to hear everything about 9 years ago. She shook her head. Whatever she had to tell him, she didn't want to tell him in front of Seven. Seven seemed to catch on.
Oh, what were you two doing? Was this some sort of secret meeting?
No, it wasn't. We were just playing with the mannequins.
Really, Clover?
Huh?
Let's go, Junpei.
Moving a little bit too fast to be entirely innocent, Clover headed toward the exit. Seven stared after her, then turned to Junpei with an amused expression.
Playing with mannequins, huh? Didn't know you were into that kind of thing, Junpei.
You're a dick. Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. Junpei dashed past him and traced Clover's path out the door. With a short laugh, Seven followed. They stood looking at the door. Junpei took out the Jupiter key. All right, I'm gonna open it now. Is that cool?
You don't need to keep asking. Just do it, all right?
Huh, fine then. He slid the key into the keyhole and turned it. All right, he felt it unlock.
Yay, we did it, guys. I'm so happy.
The door opened with a soft, melancholy creak. Beyond it lay a simple white hallway. There was no fanfare or confetti. Man, no confetti in the courtroom. Aw, man. This is not Phoenix Wright, and I am not Pharaoh, so I will not be saying that again. Obviously, there was no one there to applaud them. They simply walked through the door. That was it.
All right, let's get going. Hey, man, what's up with you? You're so serious, you know? Can't you sound more happy? You know, get a little excited.
Not really. Junpei turned away from Seven and took his first step down the simple white hallway. Why are you being such a downer all of a sudden? Oh, that's why.
My brother might be dead. I'm going to be next.
Clover had told him only a few minutes before that her brother was probably dead, and she was likely to follow him. How could he pretend to be happy after hearing something like that? True. You found it. Yes, we did. That was not hard at all. I like it. They left the operating room. We'll continue a bit further and then we'll stop. The hallway took them around several corners and past several doors, but they were all locked. Until at last, the final door was hidden in a corner of the hall. Junpei grabbed the handle. As he made to push it open, a voice stopped him. The voice came from behind him and belonged to neither Seven nor Clover. Is it Snake? Maybe I should leave it here. What do you guys think? Yeah, I'll keep going. Oh! Jumpy! He spun around. He saw someone running toward him from the other end of the hallway. There we go. There were 3 people coming toward Junpei and his companions. Reunion time! Santa, Lotus, and June. They pulled up short in front of Junpei, breathing hard.
Whoa! What the hell's this?
What are you doing here?
What? But we didn't...
Before he could finish, Clover spoke.
Hey guys, could you come take a look at this?
She was standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she'd found. There was something on the wall at the end of the hallway. Oh,
A map of the ship's interior.
it said Sea Deck in the upper left corner. It was, they assumed, a map to the floor they were on. Door 7 and Door 8. The map confirmed what they already knew. Both doors eventually led to the hallway where they had found themselves. In fact,
Yeah, isn't this what I said? We weren't gonna be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9. That's how the nonary game works.
Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again. As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to weariness. One by one the others saw what he'd seen, and they moved as one for the door. He pulled the map of the ship's interior off the wall, put it in his pocket, and followed the others. The 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke, without looking back at the other 5.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
Slowly, all 5 nodded their silent assent. Oh boy. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. They poured through the doorway and into the room.
And that's where we're gonna leave this episode.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this, and until next time, have a nice day.
Bye-bye.